Let me give you the rundown of all the major details and the differences here of the Model Y standard range. What's up everyone? I am at Santana Row, and last week I was here checking out the standard range Model 3. But this is what brings us here today. This is the standard range Model Y. I've been waiting for these to be on display somewhere in the Bay Area. This is the first one that I've seen, and again, Santana Row is kind of their flagship store here in the Bay Area. But this thing is absolutely gorgeous, and we're gonna get into all the details. I'm gonna read kind of like the basic specs of what you can expect on the standard range Model Y. Actually, you know, just first impressions, it does have a boxier look without the light bar in front. You can't see the light bar, but let me give you the rundown of all the major details and the differences here of the Model Y standard range. All right, guys, the standard range Model Y starts at $39,990 or 321 miles. It also goes 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. It has 69 kilowatts, which is actually one less battery module. This is also, it's available in the US, and also they just released it in Europe. This does come in 3 exterior colors. The stealth gray, which is free, and this is actually in the pearl white coat, which comes for an additional $1,000. And it does come for an extra $1,500 in the diamond black. It does, as we know, have a, right here, as you can see, it does have the unique front and rear fascia. We're gonna go take a quick look at the back. Here in the back, you're used to seeing that other light bar that goes all the way down, and that can actually reflect down on the ground. You'll see the red kind of hit the floor, but here that is not the case. On the front, you're typically used to seeing the light bar going all the way across. That kind of looks like the Cybercab, but they removed that. The standard range Model Y does get 5% more efficient than the rear-wheel drive Premium. So one thing that is unique about this is the fact that it has no center console and it's just open, kind of like the Cybertruck. To be honest, I'm a big fan of this. This is just really, you know, what is needed, especially in a really utilitarian car. They obviously got the chargers here. Look here, they got the 2 cup holders. This is just the kind of the standard console here. Also does come with 8 different cameras, which is similar. And as a heads up, it does come with auto steer, no enhanced autopilot. So you pretty much gonna have to either pay for the auto steer, which just kind of comes with it, which is again, kind of just basic stay in the lane, but you can buy FSD for $99 or $8,000 all up front. So the standard range Model Y does have 300 horsepower. And one of the other biggest differences is the fact that this has a kind of leather with textile, so textile seats with leather on the sides, kind of like Levi jean feel, to be honest with you. I personally like it. I mean, this will really allow you kind of, again, it allows you to, with leather, it can sometimes get hot, but in this case, you know, this is gonna be a little bit more robust and again, a little bit more economical, kind of like this interior as well. From a textile seat perspective, this is kind of what it looks like. And again, all of this just comes standard in the standard range. There's really not gonna be other options. Also, you do not get the rear screen back here. You do get 2 USB-C ports. And then also too, the other thing is there's no glass in here. There's absolutely no glass. So, Lars actually commented that, you know, glass roofs, they're not all built the same. So even though when I get out here, you can see the glass, that when you come inside, it's got this felt all the way around. But that's one of the biggest things you'll notice in the differences between the standard range and the premium versions, along with the performance. All right, so as I mentioned, there is no back light bar here, but we're gonna go ahead and open this up. And the biggest difference you will notice is the fact that it does not have the automatic folding seats. So here it's actually all manual. This is not automatic. So you just gotta put this down. It does come down pretty nicely, and you can kind of just see all the way through now. And then back here, looks like they also, it does come with the mobile connector, which I'm glad they added. And it looks like actually this piece comes up too. So you get that additional space. But again, this is all kind of standard for, I think, the Model Y in general. And then you can press the button for it to go back. The other call out is these are not ventilated seats at all in the front or the back. And you can notice here that there's no adjustment, kind of like the standard range Model 3. So when we jump in, you will have to go here. All right, so you actually have to click on the seats. So you click on this button here, then you click on the controls. And then here, this is where you actually have to use the stalk here to bring it, that's back, is to the left. To the right goes forward. You can see my feet moving up and the camera moving up. This is forward, this is back. And then you actually have to use this button here. This will bring it up. So again, all of that happens through these controls, and there's no longer those main controls that happen right on the side. So another thing too is that the Model Y does not come with the HEPA filter at all. And then also too, the door glass is not acoustic. So that's one thing that you will lose on the standard range versus the premium. Again, not all glass windows are built the same, as Lars has said. All right, so let me know. These are actually the 19-inch wheels. You can just see kind of like, I think it's like the darker gray, but this gets around 303 miles range versus the 18-inch will get you to that 321 miles of range. The other thing you'll notice is no ambient lighting through the whole thing. So they got rid of that as well. All right, so let's lift up the frunk. You'll see here, actually, I think it's a slightly smaller frunk. And I'm actually not sure, this is again, the showroom model, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be covered. But I will say that this definitely does look smaller. I would assume that this needs to be covered, but you can tell it definitely looks smaller. I mean, not a whole lot of room. I'm not quite sure why they would actually make it smaller, if not the same size, and depending on maybe, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And the windshield wiper fluid obviously up here in the front. All right, let's shut this. Again, it's all, oh, look at that. You just drop it and it dropped. Typically you have to push it down, but that was not the case there. All right, guys, the standard range Model Y has the same hardware as the premium and the performance versions. So again, as you know, the long range and all-wheel drive, all that stuff is now, it's been renamed to the premium version and then performance version. So, but for the premium versions, there's the rear-wheel drive and then the all-wheel drive. So, but yeah, at $40,000, you know, let me know what you think. Obviously, with all of the changes that you will have in this versus the premium rear-wheel drive Model Y, which is the best-selling car in the world. Let me know what you think. If this is actually all of the things that you kind of miss out on this are worth, I think, the $5,000 difference. My opinion is that, if you actually know all of the differences, it probably makes sense to just upgrade to the premium rear-wheel drive. But if you don't know, this is a great option. Less than $40,000 gets you in, and obviously this all comes right after the federal tax credit has been eliminated as of September 30th, unless you placed an order beforehand. But even then, so this is about $5,000 lower. But my personal opinion is that if you are cost savings, this is $37,000. This is probably the best option, best bang for the buck, most efficiency. You actually still get some of these small things like actual glass roof here. But again, this is not about the Model 3, about the Model Y. So just a quick walk around here. Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, this is just really cool that Tesla released this right after the federal tax credit has changed. And I was seeing these kind of like actually all around the place here in Palo Alto and really just all over the Bay Area as it was coming. And actually, here, you guys can kind of see down here what that looks like. This does come with the front-facing camera right here too, but again, that was pretty standard on the Model Y. I do want to give a special shout out to Insta360 for being the official camera of Tesla Owners of Silicon Valley. You guys bring the best cameras on the planet. You make all of our filming just great. So shout out to you. Thanks again for supporting our channel, and we will catch you guys all next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hopefully you like this little tour of the Model Y standard range.